Yeah, it's pretty overwhelming. I mean, we basically toured for the last 5 years straight, so you know it's a bit tough. Like to the point where we really wanted to take this year off. Like it can be hard being away, and so all my bandmates knocked up their wives, and now they're having babies. So now they have a reason that they have to be off tour. I mean, it was sort of out of practicality that we didn't have a steady lineup for our band. You know, we were always traveling and touring, and different people would be available at different times, and so we'd sometimes use this one guy on drums, and another time we'd use another friend of ours on drums, and we did that for quite a while, but it no longer worked out because, you know, we were too stressed, too busy, not knowing who was going to be able to be there. It's almost like we had to have people bail us out, rather than going into something really confident. We go into it like totally confused. And I think that lent well to the music that we were making. Like, it was a very confusing kind of music. It was really like all about capturing moments and stuff. But yeah, for practical reasons, we just couldn't do that anymore. And it got to a point where we needed a full lineup. So because of that, now we obviously record that way. Record with that full band, and it's good. And we'll probably do that again on the next record. Yeah. We kind of shot ourselves in the foot with our band name. Like, it wasn't really something we did deliberately. We just, you know, we thought it was a funny name. And we thought it was yeah, that's about it. We just thought it was funny, and we didn't really have a lot of expectations as to what we were going to accomplish with the band. And so it's all been like a pleasant surprise the way it's worked out really well, and the name comes with us. I mean, in the end, I don't think people are going to look back on it like 20 years from now and care about the band name. It's in general, like, it hasn't really kept us from too much, to reaching too many of our goals. But yeah, we don't get played on the radio, we don't get played on TV, we don't get to be on, you know, televised things or like talk shows, or, you know, so sure, you know, it kind of sucks, but it's just a fucking name, you know. It's so stupid. People are stupid. Like, you know, I'm in the process of moving, and my wife and I are moving into a new apartment, and I have so much junk. You know, I have like a room just filled with like these keyboards and stuff, and I think the guys in the band kind of want to move away from that a little bit, like the novelty of it, or the goofy aspect of having all these toys. But honestly, there's still so much fun. Like you know, when we're traveling, we played a show in Monterrey in Mexico, and we went to a flea market and found a Casio there. You know, so things have a story. They have like, it's like a souvenir that you brought from a special place, and yeah, it's cool to pick those things up and just you experiment with the beats on those little keyboards and find really cool stuff. It's a lot of fun, but yeah, it's starting to take over my apartment, so I'm gonna have to pare it down. Well, that story is telling about picking up a keyboard in Monterey. It's sort of that thing, like, we go around and you find different little toy keyboards places, and you plug them in, you go through the beats. Oftentimes there's a beat on there that's Latin. You know, sometimes it's rumba, sometimes it's samba, sometimes it's Latin rock. It's usually Latin something. There's also usually like disco and 16-beat and march and these silly, you know, presets. But the Latin beat is always the best. And for that reason, we had a set list at one point, you know, not having like official song titles for everything. We would just call it what the preset was. So we had all these different Latins, like Pig Latin, Latin America. Like the song Pigs used to be called Pig Latin, and then at some point it became Pigs. And you know, we just had all these things: Latin America, Pig Latin, Latin rock, Latin A, Latin B. And then in the end, we changed most of the names, but we decided to name the album Latin, sort of as it's sort of like our little homage to the beats that we were, you know, really finding the best material with. We unfortunately haven't been tagged that often. We get really bad ones like electronica, and it's like, fuck, I hate that, you know. But we made up our own. We're not sure if it's going to take off or not, but it's going to be called Halfway House. And the kind of the joke, you know, you get the joke with it, like, because it's halfway house, but also a halfway house is a place where derelict people go, and like when they get out of jail or whatever, they go to a halfway house. So we're starting it, Halfway House, pioneers of the genre. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't really object to it strongly. I mean, I don't like genres in general. I think, you know, they can be limiting if that's all that you're basing, you know, the music on. You're summing it all up. Look at this. I'm drinking blood and pee. Oh, it's good. Good blood and pee. Thanks. I don't know. I think it's anytime you feel that you're being limited to a genre, it can be, you kind of want to move away from that. But I think for us, just because we probably didn't really listen to a lot of electronica, the bands you mentioned like Prodigy, and you know, I didn't have any of those records. You know, I was listening to, I don't know, Black Sabbath, and Metallica, and Sonic Youth, and Neil Young, and so starting this band, it was a lot of fun as a bunch of guitar players to take these toys and run them through our effect pedals, and we weren't really sure what it was going to be. So then when someone else hears it and goes, oh yeah, electronica. So it's just sort of like, you know, it's just not what we were aiming for. But yeah, we'll live with it. It could be worse. It could be Witch House. Well, I'm really excited for the Surfer Blood show. You know, it's been fun hanging out with those guys. I like their music. There's a new record from Chad Van Galen that I haven't bought yet. I'm really excited to get it because I love his music. You know, he produced a band called Women, and Women from Calgary, and they're better known, but his own music is great.